Bad Popp showed for this one, because I'm taking the red pill, and I got nothing but bad news for you feminists. This is a special request from the red pill dudes and some of the MGTOW groups out there. I hope you like this one. Alright feminists, get ready to get shot in the face with that tampon gun.
Stick 'em up!
Because the bleeding's about to begin. Yeah!
If you believe in inequality, you must be a feminist.
No, you're not. We're gonna start this one off with a shocker for you feminists out there. As it stands now, only 1 in 5 identify as a feminist, and I call that personally progress winning. Why do 1 in 5 women identify as feminists? Because your issues are stupid. Let's name a few. Man-spreading, slut-walking wage gap, and the golden goose, rape culture.
The rape culture. It's coming.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Really? Really? Literally, 9-year-old children are being f***ed to death in the Middle East, and you want to fight about ban bossy? Is this all you can come up with?
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
Here's an oxymoron for you. Why does the Western world still need feminism?
There's child brides and women get stoned to death.
That's Sharia law, isn't it?
Shut up, you Islamophobe misogynist.
Is it just me, or do we see the problem with feminism here? This cancerous way of thinking has hit the social justice warriors hard, and Black Lives Matter. You all need to go get checked out, because something's wrong with you.
I don't think all white people hold a white supremacist evil mentality. I think the majority do.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
And while we're at it, the slut walk thing, I really like it. Walking around with tape on your nipples, and it's a feminist statement. But yet, you see a video game character dressed exactly like you, and all of a sudden,
Misogyny!
Are you stupid or something?
this is feminism in a nutshell. They like to use emotions to make decisions. In the real world, we have things like math, facts, logic, reason, and death and taxes.
Why are you crying?
Here's another thing I love about feminism. Not only is it trying to take over Father's Day, but it refuses to admit it's an absolute failure at single motherdom. Don't take my word for it, look it up. Single motherhood is the single largest contributor to things like teen suicide, drug use, rape, high school dropouts, and murder. 70 to 80% of all of the individuals incarcerated right now had no father at home. And I know feminism is going to try to turn this around and blame it on men. 2/3 of all divorces are filed by women, and divorce keeps going up and up and up. We know who's to blame for it.
Feminism is for getting women more privilege.
All of this bullshit that takes place in divorce court, like false accusations of abuse and rape and child abuse. Thank you, feminism. And why? There's no burden of proof in family court, and they like it that way. And they want that same thing in criminal court. So is it any surprise now that we're hearing about this listen and believe for supposed rape victims? And these feminists are using best interests of the child to justify crime on a monumental scale. They still think paternity fraud is a good thing. No. And we talked about this in detail. Check out DNA Getaway. I'm not condoning domestic violence, but in 33% of the cases, I understand it. On the same note, they think false rape accusations are just fine because the man can learn something from it. And that's just for the feminists who acknowledge that false rape accusations even happen. Even these so-called rational feminists will fall back and say,
Oh, well, it does happen, but only in 2% of the cases.
I don't know about you, but I check out the Uniform Crime Report quite often. And every single year, 25% of those accused of rape are exonerated by DNA. Another 27% recant the accusation once they're confronted with a polygraph.
Have you ever watched pornographic videos?
And what do these numbers tell me? Anywhere between 25% and 52% of all rape accusations are false. Well, I'm going to tell you, feminists, I know you hate logic and reason in numbers, but that's where I'm going to leave it. Numbers don't lie about rape or paternity fraud. Feminists do. Winning? No.
Feminism is for everybody.
If feminism is about equality for both sexes, why do you get so angry at someone who says they're egalitarian or a humanist? And you try to downplay that by calling those buzzwords. And you just resort to name calling, and we've all heard the insults.
Rape apologist, misogynist, woman hater.
And my personal favorite.
You must hate your mother.
Piss up a rope.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
Bottom line, feminists, you don't care about equality. You want women to be a protected class. And all the stats and literature coming out of your movement proves it. You can refer to the definition of feminism all you want, but if you want some sympathy, look in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Feminism is not defined by the words in the dictionary, but by the actions that you do, and the actions that you're using are f***ing disgusting. Edit that out. Everyone heard about this a couple years ago, and it's still going on. Hashtag kill all men. They try to pass off genocide as quote unquote just a joke. On the same breath, feminism is taking the hashtag meninist seriously.
We're gonna talk about meninism. Whatever the f it is, because I can't even f***ing say it.
Basically, the Western world feminists don't give a shit about what's taking place in the Middle East. Genocide of men, rape of women, stoning of women, they don't give a shit. In fact, they want to kill all men, so basically, they support genocide.
Die, cis, scum.
In all of human history, you have never been this rich, fat, and happy and protected. And your response to living in this Western world is to thumb your nose at the system, come up with false problems, and ignore the genocide that's taking place on the other side of the ocean. Because they don't want the truth to come out, that they're illogical ass bags. Anything that has the potential of getting media coverage and contradicts their rhetoric terrifies them to their core.
The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy.
Some but not all of the bills include presumptively equal time sharing provisions as being in a child's best interest. No study has been presented indicating this is in a child's best. That equal time sharing is troublesome.
Misandry is a theory, you idiot. Misandry isn't real. Spider-Man isn't real.
Some of you out there are like,
Well, that's not my brand of feminism.
well, guess what? That is feminism, and it's supporting inequality. And this proves what I've suspected for a long time, that the women who know the least amount about feminism are feminists. Even though we've shown they're a minority and a hate group, somehow they still have a stranglehold on the media and the government. And we touched on this on the making of a liberal tard. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Why does this fringe group enjoy this much power? You know why? This is in the best interest of big government. These women are getting a meal ticket.
Thank you, government, for being my kid's daddy, and thank you for putting me on.
And the generations after them who are getting on the government titty, they're all gonna vote for bigger government. Oh.
No, please, no more, no more.
And this one is hilarious, because it's been going on for, 40 goddamn years. Feminism has been fighting to get women into combat roles, and now that they are, they're backpedaling. So they fought for years and years for this social experiment. And guess what? The Senate now wants to include them in the draft. Now that women are included in that, it's a bad thing. You wanted equality, now you got it. Oh yeah, wait a minute, I did a video about this a couple years ago. And what did the women say?
Get over it, you're a man.
Which I did, and so should you. Equality, yeah! Drink from that cup of expendability, and I hope it tastes terrible.
Apparently men have been oppressed for being men.
We make up 80% of suicide rate. 50% domestically
That's a f***ing joke and a half.
Feminism is trying to ingrain in the generations of today that masculinity is toxic. And this is where we get the bitch brains and the manginas. Oh yeah, and the 71 different genders.
Women who reject feminism are highly favored by MRAs. They're held up as evidence that theirs is a legitimate ideology based on facts and reasonable assumptions, not a hate movement based on projection, fears of inadequacy, and unhinged misogyny.
You're a huge mangina and you drank the feminist Kool-Aid. How do you sleep at night? Because you drank the Kool-Aid and you're afraid of your own junk. Do you spend the night running from your own dick? Listen, ladies, got a secret for you. Masculinity isn't bad. That's why you want to bang all the bad boys, because they're not afraid of their masculinity. But after looking at all of this shit, we know it's truly toxic.
Anyways, I'm not done.
Feminism is cancer. Thank you, Milo. If you haven't checked out Milo yet, here he is. Check him out. He's awesome. I'm not gay, and I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for. But while we're at it, check out the links below for PayPal and Patreon and send us a couple bucks so we can keep doing this. Please hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'll have to mansplain you while you're getting f***ed in the beehole. Shut up, you elasmophobe. On top of that, an additional 27% recant once they're confronted with... Confronted? Confronted.
Your face.
Confronted.
I confronted her in the butthole. She didn't like it.
We should write these down. These are good words. These are good words. But the thing is like normally to go see titties, you got to pay $5 at the door and pay $5 to $10 a beer to watch titties on the stage. When I go to the slut walk, of course, you know, a lot of them will be models that I would not take home, but some of them are probably pretty good. Actually, that came out pretty goddamn good. I'm not even drinking liquid sleep.
All right.